Hello and welcome to the History of True Crime. Today we will be looking into the gruesome story of Dr. Death, Harold Shipman. Born in Nottingham, England, January 14, 1946, Shipman was the second child of Harold and Vera. He experienced a relatively normal childhood, excelling as a rugby player and long-distance runner in school, where he later became the vice captain of the athletics team. Shipman was very close to his mother, Vera, who died of lung cancer June 21, 1963, when he was just 17. Her death came in a manner similar to what later became Shipman's own modus operandi. In the later stages of her disease, she had morphine administered at home by a doctor. Shipman witnessed his mother's pain subside, despite her terminal condition, until her death. Shipman began his medical studies at Leeds Medical School and graduated in 1970. After graduating, he took his position in his first practice at Pontefract General Infirmary, where he stayed for several years, helping patients and continuing to learn his trade. He then accepted a position at Abraham Ormrod Medical Center in West Yorkshire in 1974. Just a year later, in 1975, he was discovered forging prescriptions for pethidine, a powerful painkiller, for his own use. He was fined £600 and attended a drug rehabilitation clinic in York, but was allowed to continue his work. In 1977, Shipman took another job as a general practitioner at the Donnybrook Medical Center in Hyde, near Manchester, until 1993, when he opened his own practice. He was well-liked and considered a member of the community. He was a trusted doctor and had many patients under his care. Linda Reynolds of Donnybrook Surgery told the local coroner, John Pollard, of her concerns about the high death rate of Shipman's patients, along with the high number of cremation forms he needed countersigned for the patients he had, particularly the elderly women he treated. This was brought to the attention of the local police, but without sufficient evidence, nothing could be done. A few months later, in August, taxi driver John Shaw told the police that he suspected Shipman of murdering 21 patients. Shaw became suspicious, as many of the elderly customers he took to the hospital, who seemed to be in good health, died in Shipman's care. Between April and September of 1998, Shipman murdered 3 more of his patients. On June 24, 1998, a patient of Shipman's, Kathleen Grundy, was found dead in her home. He was the last person to have seen her alive and was the one to sign her death certificate, stating that Kathleen had died of old age. Upon review of the will, suspicions began to rise around the legitimacy of her death. The will did not include Kathleen's daughter and grandchildren, but left the sum of £386,000 to Shipman himself. Angela Woodruff, Kathleen's daughter, went to the police to report this. Upon examination of the body, after having the body exhumed, traces of diamorphine, heroin, were found in her bloodstream. This is usually used to treat symptoms of pain in terminal cancer patients. Shipman had already tried to cover his tracks, editing Kathleen's medical records, stating that she had been addicted to drugs while he had been treating her. However, after looking at these records, it could be seen that these notes were added after Grundy had already passed. Shipman was arrested and his property investigated, where the typewriter used to draw up Kathleen's will had been found. A full-scale investigation began. Police had drawn up a list of 15 patients that had died while in Shipman's care and found a pattern in which Shipman was administering lethal doses of diamorphine and signing the patient's death certificate and altering the medical records held to state that each patient had been in poor health. Shipman's trial began on October 5, 1999, and he was charged with the murders of 15 people between 1995 and 1998. The list of his known victims are as follows: Marie West, Irene Turner, Lizzie Adams, Jean Lilly, Ivy Lomas, Muriel Grimshaw, Marie Quinn, Kathleen Wagstaff, Bianca Pomfret, Nora Nuttall, Pamela Hillier, Maureen Ward, Winifred Meller, Joan Melia, and Kathleen Grundy. On January 31, 2000, the jury found Shipman guilty of 15 murders and 1 count of forgery. He was sentenced to life in prison for each murder and 4 years for the forgery charge, with the recommendation that he never be released. On January 13, 2004, Harold Shipman committed suicide in his cell at Wakefield Prison. He died of asphyxiation by hanging, one day before his 58th birthday. It is not fully known to what extent Harold Shipman had clawed through the community that trusted him so much. The actions of this man shook the UK to its core when the truth of Dr. Death was revealed. If you liked this video and want to find out more, click the link in the description to access our #1 source of information. Like and subscribe to be the first to see our next video. Do you have a story you would like to hear on our channel? Comment down below to hear your favorite true crime stories.